It's a beast. We've got the Cadillac Escalade IQ.
All electric and expensive.
Yeah, we're in this IQ. Wow.
Holy smokes. This thing is huge.
The power.
And it hustles. And there's so much technology in this thing.
Crazy.
It's overwhelming, really.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
We're going to unbox kind of some of it for you. So what's under the floor of this thing?
It has a 200 kilowatt hour battery with 724 kilometers, 460 miles of range, 615 horsepower, and 680 pound-feet of torque, with velocity max mode up to 750 horsepower and 785 pound-feet of torque, standard E all-wheel drive.
And it has four-wheel steering. It's got a screen that runs from side to side. It's got air suspension. It's got a massive battery. Actually, make sure you tune in halfway through the video for questions, coffee, and cars, because Andrea is going to divulge how much this thing weighs.
Yes.
It's crazy. Right now, we're going to get into the standard features of this Escalade.
The base trim comes with a 55-inch diagonal display with Google built in, an AKG 19-speaker audio system, wireless charger, Wi-Fi hotspot, 8-way power heated and ventilated front bucket seats, leatherette upholstery, driver seat memory, heated steering wheel, heated second row seats, a fixed panoramic sunroof, AutoSense power liftgate, and Super Cruise.
Do you remember when we got the full-size Range Rover?
Yeah.
The Biggie, when it first came out? And in the review, we said it defies the laws of physics.
Yes.
How it goes down the road and it does everything with ease. Same with this. This thing is big, it's huge, it's heavy, it's got a massive battery, but when you drive it down the road, it's just like, I don't know how they do it. I kind of do know how they do it.
You just don't feel it at all. It just glides over the speed bumps. Although I do find when you're on the highway and there's some imperfections in the road, these 24-inch wheels and 35-inch tires, you do feel some of it, which was a little bit surprising. But
I was just going to say, because it's got magnetic ride control.
Yeah.
So it knows the speed of the car and all those sorts of things. So it firms up the suspension at higher speeds.
Yes.
And at lower speeds, it makes it all mushy for those speed bumps.
So it does come standard with four-wheel steering, magnetic ride control, air suspension, which lowers the vehicle up to 2 inches and raises it up to 1 inch. And you can also drive it at low speeds, at the lowest suspension, if you choose to.
Yeah, I actually filmed it going up and down, and it's hardly noticeable, really. They do that for aero effect, so at higher speeds, the suspension will firm up, as Andrea mentioned, and it will lower down. So you've got all of that working for it. This thing is unbelievable how well it drives for such a big and heavy vehicle. And they've done a really good job of giving you that traditional luxury feel. It's just quite crazy how good it is.
And the brakes feel really good. They're not mushy. Sometimes when you get into an EV, they feel a little bit mushy. Not at all. And the steering feels quite good. Like, they've done a nice job overall with the driving dynamics of such a large vehicle. This comes with one pedal drive, of course, and it also has a heat pump thermal management system.
So speaking of the full-size Range Rover, I was filming this vehicle, and some neighbors of ours who've just ordered or getting it, I think this week, a full-size Range Rover.
Yeah.
The whole family were walking the dog, and they stopped. They obviously have the money to afford something like this, and they couldn't believe how much they liked the look of this thing. So I think General Motors and Cadillac division has done a great job of making the electric Escalade look like an Escalade. So mission accomplished.
I mean, what a bold presence on the road. You drive down the road and people are going to move out of your way, and a lot of people are looking at it. It has a long hood, and I like the sloping roof line, large wheels, as I already mentioned.
I just want to ask a question, Andrea. How often, first of all, will you need to replace the tires? Because I remember halfway through we're going to get into the weight of this thing, so stick around for that. So how often are you going to have to change the tires, and how much are 24-inch tires, how much are they going to cost?
Well, the other thing is, it's just such an expensive vehicle. It's, you either want a Cadillac, you want an EV, and you've got the money for it, that this is a vehicle that really interests you. I just can't believe how expensive it is, but with all of this technology and the larger battery, You know, that's what things cost these days.
All right, so we're getting up to higher speeds now. Before we hit the throttle, what do we have to put it in?
Oh, you got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review, twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So make sure to like and subscribe. All right,
Here we go,
going
kick
high.
it.
It's so big.
It's so smooth. It's so planted, of course, because of that
over here now.
heavier
This
battery.
is the bumpy side. Bumpy side, and Andrea mentioned the magnetic
See?
ride control firms up. Yeah, but it's still, this is the bumpiest section of this road.
It is the bumpiest.
And you can hear it. Now go back to the other side where it's not as bumpy. And, you know, it's uncanny how they're able to do that. But it begs the question, Andrea.
Yes.
Is this the answer to the question nobody was asking? Was somebody looking for a full EV Cadillac Escalade with a 200 kilowatt hour battery? I just don't know.
It's all about the portfolio. You know, Cadillac is pushing forward with electrification. We think they should have some hybrids on the list, but they're big into EVs. So I suppose it just makes sense for them to come out with a Cadillac electric vehicle. The IQ comes with an illuminating front grille and emblem. It has 6.9 inches of ground clearance and comes standard with adaptive forward lighting, automatic headlamp leveling, power folding exterior mirrors, audio exterior vehicle sound, integrated assist steps, perimeter lighting, and a tire repair kit.
Okay, now we're going to turn our attention to the inside. I have a mixed mind of this vehicle on the inside. Some parts of it are absolutely spectacular.
Yeah.
Other parts are frustrating, and sometimes it's just technology for technology's sake. First of all, what's impressive, the materials used in the interior of this vehicle are second to none. Like the real aluminum, the
Even
wood, the Alcantara headliner, the stitched real leather on the doors, the gradient of the wood. It's all really impressive.
I mean, there's so many different color combos, different trim pieces, stitching. The vehicle is huge. It's open. There's tons of storage. You've got dual wireless chargers. We've got the executive package in the back, so you've got entertainment, captain's chairs, wireless charger back there. I mean, the list just goes on and on with this model. It comes with some good standard features, but of course, there's always more to get.
Okay, so this has basically a screen that goes from the driver's window to the passenger's window with some nice AKG speakers at either end. The only thing about the instrument cluster that's right in front of the steering wheel, because this is curved, that's on an angle. You kind of get used to that. And over there, Andrea, is a screen for the passenger, and it only works if the passenger is sitting here, which is probably a good idea.
I didn't find when the sun was shining, we did get some sun a few days ago, that there was a lot of glare, which I thought was quite good. The only problem is most functions are done in the screen. You do have a dial at the center console.
But it's quite far away.
It's quite far away. And then there's a volume knob as well. And then you've got another screen down here for your temperature and climate control. So there's certainly a lot going on in here, and then your column shifter.
You've got your headlamp adjustments are in there as well. Column shifter, and then the windshield wipers are on the opposite side from what some people are used to. Anyway, it's a learning curve. It's an adjustment. A lot of technology just for technology's sake, which is back to the question, is this the question nobody was asking? But this is obviously a rolling showcase for the Cadillac brand, and they threw it all in here. And, you know, you got to give them credit for climbing the mountain and doing it really well.
For sure. This is a fixed panoramic roof, so it doesn't open. Seats are comfortable in here. There's so many adjustments. It's all on the door. Anyway, it is a learning curve. It's going to take you some time to get to know everything, but I guess once you've had it and you know where everything is, you'll be just fine.
Now, available features include a passenger memory seat, front driver and passenger massage, the executive second row seating package, second row massaging seats, ventilated rear seats, rear seat entertainment, rear seat dual wireless charging pads, AKG Bluetooth headphones, and a power folding third row. So they did send us the executive package, and I'm going to show you in just a second why this is kind of a ridiculous option. Sure, you can climb in, you got the big bucket seats with all the adjustments. Just how big is this Escalade?
The Escalade IQ is 224.3 inches long and 94.1 inches wide with the mirrors. It has 45.2 inches of front row legroom and 41.3 inches of second row legroom.
Here's the problem with this executive package. The second row seats are fixed to the floor, so you can move them forward a little bit, but then you've got to do some major gymnastics to get into the third row, which is quite roomy once you're in there. But once again, is this the answer to the question nobody was asking?
If you do decide on that executive package, you get a little more second row legroom at 45 inches. Third row legroom is 32.3 inches.
Lifting up the power lift gate with just the push of the crest, you get quite a bit of space even when all three rows are up. The third row is power operated. How does this stack up?
Cargo space behind the third row is 23.6 cubic feet. Behind the second row, 69.1 cubic feet. And overall cargo space is 119.1 cubic feet. There is also a front trunk that is 12 cubic feet.
So your questions, and how much does this thing weigh?
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
How fast is this compared to the V?
Okay, so they have a high performance gas version. This is actually slower. It's probably a lot heavier too.
Well, this is over 9,000 pounds. You've got a 200 kilowatt hour battery.
Wait a second, let me just say that again. How heavy is it?
Over 9,000 pounds.
9,000 pounds. Okay, keep going.
That's crazy. So the V has a 0 to 60 time of 4.3 seconds.
Which is amazing for an Escalade.
And this 4.7 seconds, which is still pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
40 speakers. Yeah, this is an AKG sound system. Base is 19 speakers and then up to 40 speakers. We've got the 40 speakers on our test model, but you know what? We kind of feel like the Escalade that we had before, just the gas model with the 36 speaker, sounded better. This is good though.
Like I was so happy. I saw that it had the upgraded stereo, and I was trying out songs, and I was going into the equalizer. I was trying to get it to sound as good as I could, and it just didn't sound as good as what we got with the Escalade the last time around. I don't know. There you go. Not as good as the last time. Hey, if you want to get a question in for a future video, make sure to follow along on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea to see what's going on behind the scenes as well. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button.
Have you found that there's an adjustment period to becoming comfortable with the four-wheel steering characteristics, or did it feel fairly natural? This thing is a beast, and I have to say it takes roundabouts easily.
Actually, well, here's one. Andrea pulled up to a stop sign. I said, do a U-turn in the intersection and come back. And just want to say, first of all, this thing is huge.
It's huge.
Like, it's massive. And it turns like that. It does have an interesting sensation at first. And it's probably because we've driven cars with four-wheel steering that we're kind of used to it. But it wouldn't take you long. The thing is, you can go to a mall parking lot and whip it in there, no problem.
Well, just getting into a spot, it's just easy breezy with this thing. It's quite impressive how it handles when it comes to having the four-wheel steering. I can't imagine not having that feature.
And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
I'm still not believing full electric is the answer for most people. How many normal hybrid batteries, like a RAV4 or Tucson, would that thing make?
So there is some concern. You know, you've heard about a gas guzzler, like the V version of the regular gas Escalade. And then there's an electron guzzler, which is what this thing is with a 200 kilowatt hour battery. So we chose one of your suggestions. It's the Hyundai Tucson hybrid with a 1.5 kilowatt hour battery. How many can you make from this one vehicle alone?
133 hybrids. So hybrids, fuel efficient, you can start saving at the pumps, and you can lower your carbon emissions at an affordable price point.
So you've got one person or one family using 200 kilowatts of battery storage, or you can do over 130 hybrids for the same amount of minerals to go into making those batteries. You're not making the whole car for the same amount.
No.
You're just making the battery. All right. Think about that while we get into the vital stats of this Escalade.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. This includes freight, PDI, and fees. The base model starts at just over $160,500, and the top trim is just over $180,500. In the US, the base model starts at just under $130,000, and the top trim is just under $150,500.
The IQ comes with an 11.5 kilowatt onboard charger, an available 19.2 kilowatt charger. It has an 800 volt DC fast charging capability with speeds up to 350 kilowatts. That provides 100 miles of range in just 10 minutes. With the available North American charging standard adapter, you can use Tesla's supercharger network. There's also the vehicle-to-home bidirectional charging technology. The towing capacity is impressive at 8,000 pounds, and the warranty is 4 years, 80,000 kilometers, or 50,000 miles. In the United States, you get one scheduled maintenance visit. Lightning round, two things we like to see improved.
I'm impressed with the way this handles for such a large SUV.
Man, you can move it around easily.
If Cadillac is focusing on EVs, how about an affordable option? Something like the XT4 gas model, but an EV, something small.
Not sure why they went after this end of the market first, back to Andrea's point. There you go, that's their decision. It's the Cadillac Escalade IQ. What do you guys think of that?
Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, subscribe. We'll see you next time.